we can start the session. I hope my screen is visible. Kindly use the chat box to send out any message, any query that you would have. Thanks for the confirmation. We will start with a small presentation. My name is Lokesh. I'm part of the Algomojo team. Uh, Today we will look at how to transform your workflow and use Algomojo for efficient order placement from any of your charting tools, right? So in case if you have any doubts, queries, you would like to see anything in specific, please type it out. I will try and address them as we go along. Yeah, I will start with a small presentation, then move into the actual usage of the platform. Yes. So our website is algomojo.com. Yeah, we will look at initially what are the key features that are available in our um, website, in our platform. Then we will look at how to integrate using TradingView some of the strategies or indicators or price-based action, how to integrate them to so that you will be able to send the orders from the charting tool like TradingView to a broker account using Algomojo as a bridge as such. If anybody is interested in looking at AMI Broker, we can try and have a look at AMI Broker also. And we'll have a small brief on Algomojo support. And yeah, Q&A, you can keep asking any queries that you would have in using the chat box. We will try and have a look at them as we go along. Is my voice okay, or is there any problem? Is there's one participant who is saying that the audio is not okay? Can somebody confirm? Anybody? Is my voice okay? Yeah, so request you to kindly log out and log in again. Others are able to hear my voice pretty clearly. In case if you are finding any issue, you can kindly log in again. Sorry for the inconvenience. Yes. See, Algomojo is a web-based platform. You can use any web browser and start using our facilities that we provide. We don't have any app for the mobile or for the desktop Windows kind of thing. It's a web-based platform currently. You can use Chrome, you can use Edge, you can use Safari, any of those web browsers uh, from your mobile phone or from your laptop or from your desktop and log into our systems and then start using all the facilities and features that we provide. Yes. Uh, Important thing to note is that we act as a bridge between your charting tool, like it could be TradingView or it could be AMI Broker or charting kind of platforms, and your broker. So whenever your charting tools generate signals for a buy or a sell or an entry or an exit, based on any strategies or indicators that you want to trade, we will pick up those signals and place orders in your broker account. Point to note is that we don't provide any advisory services. We don't provide things like when you should buy, when you should exit. Those kind of services are not available. Uh, we depend on you to get the strategies or the studies from where you want to trade. There are a lot of people who have got built-in strategies or got these strategies developed in TradingView or in ME Broker to generate the signals, and we assist them in terms of placing the orders whenever these signals are generated. Yeah. Now, we have integrated with some of the popular tools like TradingView, ME Broker, MT4, charting kind of platforms. We provide connectivity to close to 30 brokers. As of now, we'll keep adding brokers as we go along. And whatever samples and modules are required for integration is provided by Algomojo itself. Um, you need not have to have any kind of coding or programming knowledge to use a platform to automate your strategies for placement of orders. Uh, we have tried to keep the interface as simple as possible. So any knowledge, any person with a bit of knowledge of using a system or a computer will find our platform pretty simple to operate. All you have to do is copy paste certain things. We will look at how to do that when we get into the actual platform and integration part. One or two things needs to be copied and placed in TradingView or ME Broker or Charting or MT4. So after that, it will always be available, and you will be able to send the signals for order placements. Now, as I was mentioning, we are trying to keep it as simple as possible to use our platform for automation purpose. Some of the key features would include things like you can decide what is that you want to trade. You can customize what is that you want to trade, whether you want to trade in equities, whether you want to trade in futures, or whether you want to trade in options. It is that decision can be made by you, and these are one-time parameters that you need to set in Algomojo, and after that it will be permanently saved unless until you remove them, and be available for it will be available for you to do trades any point in time. Now you can also trade in ATM, ITM, and OTM kind of strikes. Up to 20 strikes are available in the money, and 20 strikes out of the money. And if you're a buyer, yes, platform can help you out. Just one moment. Sorry, there was some interruption. So if you're a buyer, you can buy options. If you want to write options based on the signals that you would get, you could do that. Then you can hedge your main trades either by buying or selling. That's possible. Yes. Then, if you're trading in large quantities, we will take care of order splitting, and we will place multiple orders to ensure that the quantity that you want to trade can be executed based on a single signal. You need not have to worry about placing multiple orders if the quantity is higher. Right? Any Yes, sir. You have some query. Please type it out here, Mr. Yes, we have just started the session for people who join later. We are just going through some of the features which are available in our platform. And in case you have any queries, please uh, feel free to raise your queries using the chat box. There is a earlier the our service provider has used to have a Q&A box, question and answer query box. Now I think they've changed the format. It is now you can use the chat which is visible on your screens to type out your message. So yeah, we can look at how to select dynamically the options that you want to trade, or if you want to trade a single strike price for the entire day, how to do that. We can check that also. Yes, we can also look at how to integrate a watch list. Suppose you're trading using, say, something like charting, wherein it will be scanning some 400, 500 stocks. All you have to do is upload all those stock list into our platform once, and then whenever signals come in for say 5, 10 stocks from your charting or any other platform, those symbols will be picked up and orders will be placed either for entry or exits as such. Yes. Uh, we have for risk management to help you out, we have targets and stop loss, uh, which can be set. Yes, you can use charting also for placement of orders. For any number of stocks that you would be scanning in charting, you can integrate in our platform. Use our platform to send orders for any stocks that your screener provides you for entry or exits. For risk management, you can set target stop loss and trailing stop loss. You can do that using points or percentage or even M2M based or even P&L based or profit and loss based also. So you have quite a comprehensive risk management tools available built in case if your strategy is not handling the target and stop loss, you can use our platform. Or if it is built up in your strategy that you're running, you need not have to use these facilities which are there in our platform. Right now, you can set time slots also when you want to trade and when you want the signals not to be processed, because some people want to trade only the morning volatility. Some people would prefer doing it during the midday kind of sessions. Some people don't want to take any trades towards the end of the market, so you can set those start time and end time. Those flexibilities are available in our system. Now for all users, you have paper trade and live trade facilities available. Now, paper trade, you can check up to 6 strategies concurrently to see whether orders are getting placed as per your expectations. Our advice or suggestion would be that please start with the paper trade. Check how the orders are getting placed or how the signals are getting processed, and test it out for a couple of days. And once you get comfort saying that the orders are getting placed as per your expectations, then you can move into live trade, because there could be some situations where some amount of fine tuning would be required in terms of selection of strikes, selection of certain rules. Now, if it is not done correctly, the orders may not be placed as per your requirements. There could be a mismatch. So you need to tweak that, get it properly working in terms of the order placements, and then move into live trade. Another point to look at is that paper trade is more meant to check the process, to see if the platform is able to handle the signals as per your requirements. And it is not a tool for back testing or forward testing. It is just to test the process of your requirements. So once you feel that you will be able to, the platform is able to take uh, trades as per your requirements, you could do that. You can get into live trade. Yes. Now, as of now, you can set one target in our system, multiple targets, or say if you want to exit 50% of the trades when the orders taken placed, say at T1, and you want to close another 20% at T2 level and T3 level, the balance. That's currently not possible. There's only one target and one stop loss, which is possible. Yeah. We are working on facility to provide multiple exits in terms of target or stop loss. It could come in at a later stage, but currently it is one exit based on one target. Yes. Now, you have flexibility to roll over also. Now, if you're trading in monthly contracts, if you would like to roll over, say 5 days prior to the expiry or 3 days prior to the expiry at a certain time, you can say that roll over 5 days before the expiry at say 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The system will check if there are any open position, and it will close those position of the current month or the week, and then take the new position for the next month or the next contract as such. So you can set such facilities in our platform. Now, there are facilities which are provided to ensure that for some traders prefer that you don't want to trade say more than 5 trades in a day or 10 trades in a day or 3 trades in a day. You can set that those kind of limits also. So it helps you in not to do an over trade kind of thing. So if you want to trade, just take only 3 trades in a day or 4 trades in a day. After that, the system will not process any new signals coming in. It will stop at whatever uh, settings you have done in terms of how many trades to be taken. Right. Any questions, any queries, any clarifications, please use the chat box to type out your query. Now, if you're an option trader, especially you're looking at option strategies, which will involve multiple legs to be traded based on a single signal, you could do that. Um, the method to do it is that you define each of those legs separately and group them together, and based on a single signal received for either entry or exit, all the legs will be executed sequentially in the manner that you would like to you would like to do it. Now, suppose if there is a combination of option buying and selling, you would like prefer to take the option buy first and then do the selling. You get that margin benefit also. So you can write the sequence in which the orders need to flow. Accordingly, the orders will be placed as per the sequence that you define. Now, you can get Telegram notifications. It's pretty simple to operate. We have a bot called Algomojo bot. Um, all you have to do is download the Telegram app, Algomojo bot, and use the ID which is provided there and link it to the strategy that you'll be defining in Algomojo. I'll try and show that also. And whenever there's a signal coming in or an order getting placed, you will get Telegram notifications. Now, you can trade either in yeah, you can trade in cash markets for intraday or even positional basis. Now, in case you want to trade in futures, so all futures instruments are available. NSE, BSE, and even commodities futures are available for both intraday and for carry forward kind of trading. Now, in case you want to trade in options, again, it's available. It can be Nifty, it could be any of the indices, it could be stocks also, stock options also. Um, and you can select a particular strike price as a static strike price to trade for the entire day, or if you want us to pick up the ATM, ITM, or OTM based on the spot price at the time of placement of the orders, you can set for you can go in for dynamic strike selection. It will check what is the spot at that point in time, and if you're trading in say ITM 5, it will pick up the ITM 5 strike and place the orders with the broker. Now, we have integrated close to about 30 brokers. All the large brokers have been integrated for API-based order placements. Now, the recent addition had been Zeroda. If you're a Zeroda user, they have also made the APIs free of cost. So your automated trades become pretty cost effective now. You can save on those API charges in Zeroda. And if you open a new account with using Algomojo as a referral, even our charges become completely free for life. Of course, this is limited to about 8 brokers as of now. So if you open a new account with any of these 8 brokers, you will be able to get the APIs from Algomojo also free of cost for life, and you get to use all the facilities and features which are currently available, and even going forward, whatever is getting launched will be you will be able to use it. Now, in terms of automation, it is done in 2 steps. First part is what is that you need to do in Algomojo platform, and second part, what needs to be done in say TradingView or AmiBroker or charting. Today, we will be looking at TradingView basically. In case if anybody is interested in AmiBroker, I can try and show that also. Yes. So before we get in further into the presentation, let's look at the platform and how to use them. Our website is algomojo.com. Now, if you want to open an account with Algomojo as a referral in any of these 8 brokers, kindly go to this, use this button called Open Account. After you provide the name, email address, and telephone number, uh, select the broker with whom you want to open a new account with our referral. Uh, and you will be taken to the broker's page and you will need to complete the entire account opening process. After that, once the account is opened and you get your client ID and password, you will get a free access to use Algomojo also. Even otherwise, Yes, even otherwise, you get to use 7 days trial um, to use our platform. Just make use of the 7 days trial. There's no cost involved. Try the paper trade, and if it is going through, then look at taking some live trades. And once you're convinced that the platform is meeting your requirements, you can get into a subscription method also. Yes. So try it out. Make if you have an account with any of the brokers which I was discussing, which is the list is also provided with in our website. So once use the same credentials, the broker provided client ID and the password, log into our web page, and then start using our system as such. Now, once you have an account, you can log in to the account from here. There's a button called login. Which will take you to a page from where you can select the brokers from the list. All the API integrated brokers are listed under this. For today's demo, we'll be using TradeGenie. So select the broker from here, and the credentials to be used are the same what your broker gives. So you need not generate a new client ID or password kind of thing for Algomojo separately. It's the same credentials. Using that login, let me try and key in the TOTP. Oh, sorry. So once you log in, the default web page gives you details about the funds and the holdings and the position that could be that you would have opened, right? And you can create watch list. You can create up to 5 watch list in case you want to monitor any stocks or even want to place orders on a discretionary basis. You can do that from here. Now, in case if somebody wants to buy Reliance, you can go here and then place an order directly from here. So all your trading requirements will be can be taken care of from this single page, except for adding and withdrawing funds. And of course, if you need any back-end reports like the P&L reports and contract notes, then you will need to get into brokers terminal also. So after you log in, you will see a lot of tabs on the left side. Look at the first tab. When you are trying for the first time, it will ask you to generate the API. If you already have an API generated and you started the trial or the subscription, this is where you'll get to know till when it is valid. You can see when it will expire and how many days are left. Now, in case you want to renew it again, you use this button called Renew API. So these are the pricing structures which are available. The trial is for 7 days, so there's no cost involved. And if you open a new account with Algomojo as referral, again, it will be free of cost for life. You have a monthly option or a yearly option or a half yearly option. On a yearly option, it works out to 500 rupees per month for you. The first thing is to generate the API so that you can proceed further towards the automation part. So get the API. When you're logging in, it'll ask you to generate the API and show that there is a 7 days trial here, right? So the next step is to define what is that you want to trade. That you can do it from here. You can go to this tab called My Strategies. This is where you define what is that you want to trade. Now use this button called New Strategy and define what is that you want to trade. Suppose you want to trade in, say, Nifty futures. You can give it a name saying that it is Nifty futures demo 27th September. The next thing to be updated is a rule. You need to be careful in terms of selection of the rule. If there's any mismatch in the way your strategy is performing or working and the rule that you would have selected, then the orders will not go through as per your expectation. There could be a mismatch. So be careful in selecting the right rule. Now, there are 5 types of rules. One is long only, short only, long play short, buy sell, long play short, buy sell, short cover, and stop and reversal. Now, what are these rules? How do they operate? There's a small description provided when you hover the cursor on each of those rules. I will explain to you in relation to a chart. We'll look at a chart and I'll explain to you in what context, what kind of rule needs to be used. So once you get a hang of what is the rule to be used, it becomes pretty simple to you operate after that. Now, today's demo, first demo, we'll look at super trend for automation. So, super trend is a strategy which is always in trade, either long or short. So, for such kind of strategies, we'll need to use this rule called stop and reverse. Why, how it works, we will see in the chart. Next thing is to select what is the segment you want to trade. So, I'll select futures and options here. And in terms of trading symbol, if you type in for the first few letters of this symbol, and you'll get a drop down from where you can select what is that you want to trade. I'll select the Nifty September future. Now, order type can be NRML or MIS. If you're an intraday trader, then you can use MIS. Price is always market. Kindly note that we don't have limit prices as of now in this version. Shortly, you will have a new version coming in, which will have the limit price facility also. Then select the lots that you want to trade. Suppose you want to trade 100 lots, it will show you the quantity for that. Now, for Nifty, it is different. For Bank Nifty, it is different. For stocks, it's different. So as per that, it will show you in terms of the actual number also below the lots mentioned. And if it exceeds the freeze limit, it will by default look at what is the freeze limit and place multiple orders so that your total quantity gets filled based on the signals that you generate. The next section is not mandatory. Now, this would include things like target and stop loss and trailing stop loss, log profit kind of stuff. Now, if your strategy is taking care of all these parameters, you can leave it without updating this. Scroll down and the next section would have things like what is the start time and what should be the end time and what should be the square of time for intraday trades or expiry trades. Whether you want to roll over, you can select these parameters. Update these fields as per your requirement. Otherwise, you can leave it to the default values. If you want to take all the trades and uh, you want to trade throughout the day, you need not have to update any of these fields. Now, if you want to say limit the trades to 5 trades in a day, you can come and say here max daily signals limited to 5. So it will take only 5 trades. So any sixth trade coming in, the strategy will ignore that. So if you want to take all the trades, leave it at the default value of say 0. Now, after you update this page, you'll need to do a submit. Now, if there's any error, it will point out if you have made any left any fields blank, you will need to update them and then it gets saved. So once it is saved, there are a couple of things which are generated. One is the webhook URL. This is what ties your strategy to the chart in TradingView or in charting or in AMI broker or in MT4 kind of tools. So it's important for each strategy that you're or each instrument that you're trying to trade. There's a unique webhook URL generated, which we will be using for processing your signals as such. Now, in case you are using TradingView, there are some codes which are required for updating in TradingView. We provide that. All you have to do is copy them from here and paste it in TradingView. So you have something like strategy, strategy with symbol, indicator, and indicator with symbol. We will be using the strategy first for super trend. So we will need to copy this and then paste it in TradingView. So we will go to TradingView and look at a chart. So after you update this, just say back. By default, it will be in inactive mode. Always select the paper trade first. Check out how the orders are flowing, and once it is as per your expectation, you can move to trading live trades. So there's a limit put in terms of paper trade. You can try up to 6 instruments for paper trade, or 6 strategies can be tested at any point in time for paper trade. However, there's no limit for live trades. You can do as many live trades as possible. There's no limitation on that front. Right. Any queries? Please use the Q&A box here. If you want, if you have any questions so far, let me know. I'll try and answer them. Now, getting on to a TradingView chart, you will need a subscription of TradingView because the free version doesn't support the webhook URL facility. we will be using webhook URL. So subscription becomes important. Uh, Based on how many strategies that you are going to trade, the subscription levels required will vary. Up to 20, the basic plan provides up to 20 alerts that you can use for trading. If it is beyond 20, then you will need to get into the premium and the professional kind of subscriptions, right? So the first step in TradingView is to open the chart that you want to trade in. If it is Nifty, open that chart, then create an alert. Or if it's Bank Nifty or it is HDFC, whichever chart you're trying to automate or place orders from, you need to open that. So for today's demo, we will look at Bitcoin for getting some live prices only. You can't trade in Bitcoin or cryptos or forex kind of instruments because we have not yet integrated. Just to have a look at some live signals, we'll be using Bitcoin. Let me select the instrument. Yeah, this market is open, and the next step is to load the time frame or select the time frame. Let me select the 1 minute time frame. Yeah. Now, third step would be to load in strategy. I already preloaded the strategy. You can let me enable it. So this is nothing but your super trend. Most of you would have used super trend. So super trend is always in trade, either long or short. So as you can see, it is long or short. It keeps alternating. Now, for such strategies similar to super trend, which is always in trade, uh, use the rule called stop and reverse. That is the fifth rule. So whenever there's a long getting triggered or a buy getting triggered, it will take a long trade. It can be in futures, it could be in options also. So if it is options, then it will take a buy. Now, when the sell signal comes, it will close the existing position or stop the existing trade and reverse the trade. Suppose you have taken Nifty long futures, it will stop the long and take the short position in Nifty. If you're trading in options, then here it will buy the PE and here it will close the PE and take CE, and then take a PE. So it will keep alternating. So here it will close when the buy signal comes, it will close the PE and take a CE. So it will keep buying and selling PE, or keep buying CE or PE based on the signal. So for such, you would have any kind of strategy. You can bring in any kind of strategy, but if it is similar in terms of operation, like it is always in trade and not intermittently in trade, but always in trade, then use this fifth rule called stop and reverse. Now, there are other variants like long only. When we use long only, suppose you are a trader and you would like to take only long trades, say from Monday, if you feel that the market is going to move up in terms of direction and you don't want to short the market, you want to take only the long signals, then use a rule called long only. So what it will do is it will take a long position here, either in futures or CE, and when sell comes, it will close the long in Nifty, for example, or close the CE, and there'll be no further trades till another long trigger happens. Say again, there's a buy coming here, it will take a buy here and it will stop the trade here because sell came. And again, it will take a long here and it will close the trades. So it will keep taking only the long signals or the buy signals as such. It will not take the short signals at all. Now, if you are a trader and you would like to take only short signals, then use the rule called short only rule. So that is the second rule. The third variant is the long plus short buy sell. So if your strategy is intermittently in trade, for example, it will take a long trade here, and there's a target given, and say here the target is set. You want to come out of the position. So here once the target is set, it will close the position for you and wait for the next signal to happen. So it will buy here and close here based on the target trigger. And maybe there's no trade for some time. And again, after that, there could be another sell or long. It will take the signal as per that. So it is intermittently in the trade. Either stops are hit or targets are hit, but not continuously in trade like super trade. Now, I think all the uh, um, users are muted by default. If there's some background noise, let me just check one moment. Why is this noise coming? Now, if anybody has kept their mic on, kindly mute yourself so that there's no background noise. Is that better now? Okay. One of the windows was open here. Sorry for that. Maybe that was creating some noise. So I was talking about the various types of rules which are available: long only, long plus short. And long plus short, buy sell short cover is another variant. Short and cover normally is used in AMI broker. Very few strategies would have short and cover in trading view. In case if your trading view is able to send short and cover, then use the fourth rule. Otherwise, you can use the long plus short. And for super trend kind of structures, you can use stop and reverse, which is always in trade. Hope the rules are pretty okay, clear to everybody. In case if you have any doubts, please ask. I'll try and answer them. Right. Now, coming back to the charts, the first step is to load the instrument, load the time frame in which you want to trade, and load this strategy. Once the strategy is loaded, we'll need to create an alert by going to this three dots and say create alert. So you'll get a pop-up box and go to this message section. By default, whatever is there, remove that. And the content to be pasted is provided by Algomojo. Just go to Algomojo here, the strategy that we just created. If you go here and go to view, you'll get to see the view. Copy this content from here and paste it in this box. So this is one copy paste. If it is a strategy, this is the method to be used. And go to notification. By default, if there's any webhook URL, remove that. Go to Algomojo again and then copy this webhook URL and paste it here. You need to give a name. Say, for example, give it as NF demo 27th. Okay. Now, and say create. That's all as the step required to automate any strategy that is available in trading. Is that clear? There's no complication involved. We don't look at what is there in that strategy code. You need not have to have any. You don't touch the source code at all. All you have to do is create the alert. And while creating the alert, you have to just update a couple of fields like message box content and the notification. Both these details which are required for sending the alert is provided by Algomojo. All you have to do is just copy that and paste it here. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now, once you do that, so it will wait for the signal to get triggered. For this, we might get a buy signal now. Let us see what happens. Before that, we need to ensure that this strategy is enabled to take trade, like either in live trade or paper trade. In case if it is off, then the signal which comes from trading view will not be processed. It will get rejected. Now, now there's a query. What is the difference between long plus short, buy sell, and long plus short, buy sell, short cover? Trading view as an action normally sends, or it is coded to send buy or sell as the actions. What needs to be done? Now, very few people would use short and cover as actions in trading view. However, in AMI broker, short and cover is pretty popularly used or pretty frequently used. So for AMI broker kind of environment, you will need to use the short and cover option also. So you have long plus short, buy, sell, short cover. So family broker, it's typically suggested to use the fourth rule. Otherwise, if you're using trading view, you can use the third rule, right? So we have a buy triggered. Let us see what has happened to this buy signal. You will see that in the log. So there's a buy which got triggered at 10:47:21. Let's look at what has happened to this signal. Come here, and to check what has happened to the signals, you'll need to go to this section called my signals. and all the strategies will be listed. Today we are looking at Nifty futures. So as you can see, 10:47:22:21, there's a buy trigger which has come from this IP, which is typically a trading view kind of IP. And what is the order placed? It has placed multiple orders because the quantity that we are trying to trade is 100 lots. So you can see the position here. So 7,500 quantity is taken, and you will be able to make out that it is a paper trade because there's one P at the right end of this line. So this shows that this is a paper trade. Yeah. So it is as simple as that. All you have to do is create an alert, and yeah, this alert, once you create it, it's always available for you in TradingView. Of course, they give you a expiry time also. After 1 month it might get expired, you will need to again restart it, but it's not a hassle at all. It is, once you create, it is there for you. So this setting is all one time. So you do this for when you do when you're trying to do the setup once, and you will be able to see under the alert section all the alerts that you would have created. Now, in Algomojo, we said that we want to trade in Nifty futures. This again is a one-time setup. It is always there for you. So it takes to start the entire thing and close it. It is just, it can be done in a minute's time once you get the hang of how to use it and what these things are. Now, any queries on this? How to do the alert creation and setup and kind of things so far? Please use the Q&A box. I will, in case you have any queries, I can tell you. Yeah, see, if you, from AmiBroker, if you are able to send a buy, sell, short cover, then use the rule also as buy, sell, short cover. We will process the order uh, based on whatever action that you are selected under the rule. Now, if you have said long only, and if you are sending a short or a cover, then it may not get processed. So, uh, synchronize it with the rule and what you're trying to send from TradingView. It will work. So very few people use short and cover as an action in TradingView. I think mostly it will be buy and sell. So if you're able to send short and cover, you'll be able to place orders accordingly. So in fact, for for strategies which are not always in trade, we would suggest to use the short and cover also. It will be, the order execution will be more efficient. Otherwise, sometimes there could be some signals which could may not be processed as per the requirement. That's why. So that is all as the steps. Load your strategy and go and create an alert. And for creating an alert, update the message box with the content given by us. Update the notification box with the webhook URL pertaining to that strategy, and say create. It will be there always for you. So as you are aware, TradingView runs on the cloud, and Algomojo, all you have to do is log in the morning and enable the live trade or paper trade. By default, all of them will be in inactive state. So every day morning, kindly log in as close to the market open hours as possible. Don't log in very early, say 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, because brokers will still be doing their maintenance activities and they would not have provided the tokens for trading for the day. So they provide as close to the market open as possible. So try and do it after 8:30. So after you log into Algomojo and enable for live trade or paper trade, you can shut down your system or close your system. You can buy for some if there's some issue in the internet or some issue in the power or in the laptop, if it goes off, it is okay. As long as you have logged in and enabled the live trade and paper trade, it will be stored in with Algomojo, and any signals coming in from TradingView or your charting tool will keep getting processed without even the system being open or internet being there in your laptop or desktop. Only thing that you need to do is ensure is that you don't log out from here. For example, if you go to this profile button and say log out, then any signals coming in will not be processed. It will be because you have logged out, and the information that we have is that you're logged out and you don't want to use the signals, or you don't want the signals to be processed for the day. So that is the reason. If you log out, none of the signals coming in will be executed. Yeah, right. Okay. Now, any queries? Anything particular? Anybody has got in mind to see in say trading. I can try and show it how to do it. Now there's no timeout as such. Um, it will keep running. So in terms of trading view, it is always in the cloud and it will keep running for you. But just one moment. So it will keep running. It doesn't get timed out as such. Yeah. Now, what we saw in see, this is a strategy. It's a super trend strategy, right? Super trend as gives you buy sell signals and but it is always in trade kind of thing. You could bring in any strategy which has a similar kind of operation, like it gives you a buy or an entry or an exit, and there could be situations where there is no trade. Now we have a sell signal which has got generated, as you can see here. The sell has come at 10:54:11. You can look at how it has got processed here. Come to Algomojo and look at my signals. So you can go here and check 10:54:11. A sell has come and the orders have been placed for sell, and now you have a short position running. So earlier it was long, and now it has closed the long position and taken a short position. So it will keep working for you even if your systems are not on. You close down your browser, your internet is not working, irrespective of that, it is all available for you. It is always working for you. Now, let me take you through the process again. Whichever strategy that you want to trade or whichever instrument that you want to trade, first select that from here. So it could be Nifty, Bank Nifty, or it could be Reliant, any instrument that you want to trade. Then select the time frame, and then whether it is 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, whatever is the time frame that you want to trade in, then load this strategy. Strategy is once you load the strategy, go to the three dots and say add strategy. It will open a small pop-up box. Go to this message box, and by default, whatever is there, remove that. Go to Algomojo, and when you're trading, um, say, you created the strategy which you in which you want to trade, say Nifty futures. Go to view, and if you come below, you have the section called trading view. And for strategy, there are certain codes to be used. So for indicators, it will be different. While we do the indicator, I'll show that also. So copy this code and come to trading view and paste it here. Next is go to notification, and whatever is the default webhook URL, remove that, and again go to Algomojo and copy it from here and paste it here. Give a name. It could be anything for you to identify. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever is the name, and say create. So once you say create, it will be always visible for you. If you want to stop the strategy, you can do that. If you want to delete the strategy, you can do that. And if you want to continue using it for a number of days, you can just leave it once you create the alert in trading. It will keep running for you. That's always the process. Any queries? Is that does that answer your queries? Somebody wanted to know how to do it again. So, yeah, so if you are using any strategy, it will give a pop-up which is like this. It's a small pop-up box. All you have to update is message and notification. That's all, right? If it is an indicator, like there are some indicators. Uh, yeah, there are. How to do it for an indicator? Let us look at one of the indicators. Most of them are familiar with RSI. Let me try and use that example. So, use the RSI, load whichever is sorry, uh, whichever is the indicator you want to trade, load that, right? So typically, see, hmm, When you create a template or when you create what is that you want to trade, say for example, here in this case, Nifty is what we have, Nifty future is what we trade, selected. For this strategy, this webhook URL is generated and it will remain unique. It will not change. It will be stored permanently. It is allocated to this permanently. Somebody is unmuting. Could the users participant kindly mute yourself, please? Yeah, thank you. So it is if you go to this webhook URL and make it visible, you will get the complete information here, what it contains. It typically contains your webhook URL, API secret and API key, and a strategy name. As you can see here, the towards the end of it, there's something called AL00TC301 and a place order. This is the information which gets posted in the webhook URL in TradingView. So when the TradingView is sending signal for buy or sell, it will send this complete information to us. Once this it reaches us, we will be able to make out to which client it belongs to from the APIs and the broker codes here. We'll integrate which broker and which client in that broker, and in that particular for that particular client, which strategy. Now, as you can see, the code given for each strategy is unique. So this code is called AL0027 underscore TC underscore 301. So the last information will have this, and we will know that for this client, we have to refer to this strategy. And under this strategy, what is the client trying to trade? We will execute the order as per that. Now, suppose say we are wanting to trade something in Bank Nifty option. Let's take another example. We'll create one strategy for options trading, BN options. Okay, we'll select a similar rule and see how we trade from indicator, right? So we will use a similar kind of thing, rule called stop and reverse. Why stop and reverse? I'll explain in the chart. Then we will select futures and options, dynamic symbol selection. Okay. Now, from the instrument, we will say Bank Nifty is what I want to trade in. And expiry you will need to provide, whether it is current month or next month kind of expiry. Use the current month, and then what is the strike price you want to trade? They say, let me say ITM 5. So I can select ITM 5 from here. Whether you want to buy or sell or hedge with buying or selling, you will need to select that. So if you're a buyer, use buying, and then order can be NRML or MIS. Then market price type is always market. So leave it at that, and then make this whatever is the quantity that you are trying to trade. Say if it is 100 lots, it will show the quantity, and the rest of the things can be left blank, and you can do a submit. So for this, we have got the webhook URL, which is slightly different. As you can see here, the strategy number is 302. The earlier one was 301. So this is linked to this Bank Nifty trade, which we are trying to automate. So from here, we able to interpret what is the order that we need to place. Now, once you do this, for indicators, you will need to go to the indicator section, and there are four codes to be used that can be used: buy, sell, short, and cover. Now, when you're trading an indicator, you have to create two alerts, one for entry and one for exit. Now, suppose you want to take a long entry when the say RSI crosses above say 50, then you create one alert. And if the RSI goes above 80 and starts coming down to 70 kind of thing, you want to take an exit of the long trade and take the PE kind of. So you need to create two alerts. So the process is pretty similar. First, you select. Before that, let me go and enable this um, back here and say paper trade. Go to TradingView here. So process is similar. First, select the instrument, then select the time frame, select the indicator. We have selected indicator. Go to this indicator and click on these three dots and say add alert on the indicator. In this case, it is RSI. So you'll get a pop-up box which is slightly different compared to the strategy what we saw for Supertrend. Supertrend did not have these conditions to be updated or triggered to be enabled as such. So here you need to specify some more things like when should it, what should be the condition of the indicator when you want the trigger to happen, either a long entry or a short entry, and when should it trigger. So typically we say that okay, if the RSI is going to cross down, for example, in this case it has already gone up. So if it is going up and starts coming down, you want to take a PE entry. So you can say that if it's going to cross down a value of say 50 as of now, and once the bar closes is when I want the trigger to happen. You will need to update these conditions. So one is condition and the other one is the trigger, and then get into the message box. Whatever the default value, remove that, and see if we want to take a short entry. The RSI starts coming down, so we will say that you will need to copy this code from here. Go to the indicator. This is sorry, strategy which we created. Go to view, come down, and go to indicator section and copy the cell and paste it here and say that cell BN short entry entry short, and link it to the webhook URL. You can delete whatever is in the default and copy it from here and paste it. So we are given a name, we have updated this message box, and we have updated the webhook URL. All you have to do is say create. Once you do that, it will be visible for you. It will be visible for you, and the level also is going to be shown on the chart. Now it's pretty dynamic in nature. All you have to do is move it up or move it down, right? So you can change the level. Suppose you say that okay, if the RSA now starts coming down below 70, you want to take the PE, you can use the cursor and move that level up. It is always there. You can see this dotted line with a right pointing arrow. That is where the trigger could happen, or you can do it from here also. You can say that when the trigger happen, when the RSI comes down below 75, crossing down below a value of 75, you want to take a PE, you can do that. So you can change either from the chart itself, or you go to the alert and then they update the values there. So now when the RSI starts coming down and closes below this level of 75 that we have chosen, it will trigger a PE, right? Now, um, Now, if you have any strategy that you would have which would give you exit and entry, kindly follow this process and automate it. There's no complication involved at all. All you have to do is set up the alert if it is a strategy like a super trend. Um, Create an alert and you can do it in case if you want any assistance from us, get on to an online chat. Our team will be able to help you out immediately. Somebody is asking multiple times that you have shared your strategy and entry and exit is also set. What I'm not able to understand what is not getting triggered properly. Now we just did a setup for super trend. Now again, super trend, while we were looking at it, it has generated these many signals. It gave a buy here, it gave a sell here, again it has given a buy here. You can see all these three signals in the chart itself. Sorry, I'm going back to address a query a participant is having. So as you can see for this Nifty 301 strategy, go to my signals. So you have buy, sell, buy, three signals which have come and orders getting placed. So it took a long, then it took a short, now it has again gone long. If you have a strategy like this, all you have to do is do the setup on your chart and it will start working. Does your strategy have long plus short like this? So as you can see here, that's it. If it is there, then load that strategy and go and add alert onto your strategy and update these fields, message box and webhook URL. That's it. It will keep working for you. There's no other setup to be done at all. All you have to do is load your strategy, say add alert, go to message box, Whatever is there in that message box, remove that. And if it is strategy, copy it from here. Say this is a strategy, go here and copy this code and paste it here. Give it a name. Sorry, I think I didn't copy it properly. And this code under strategy, you have this under strategy. Just copy this and go here and paste it. Go to notification, whatever is the webhook URL, remove that by and then copy it from the strategy. Copy this and paste it here and give it a name and say create. Say if it is 121212 and say create. It will be there. As you can see, the alert is here. Whenever the signals are getting generated, it will keep placing orders for you. As simple as that. There's no other complication involved at all. This you need not have to worry about opening the code, doing some changes in the source code, nothing of that sort is there. Let me remove this. Now, RSI is still above. Now, while we are doing, what we have mentioned is that if the RSI closes below 75, we want a PE to be triggered or a PE order to be placed. And if the RSI goes below, say, 20 and starts coming up, we will want the PE to be closed and the CE to be taken. Now, how do we do that? We'll need to create one more alert. Normally, what we suggest is once you create an alert, right click on that and do a clone of it. So it will create an exact copy of what you just did. Go and edit that after that. You can say that if the RSI is going to cross up a value of 20, and in the message, instead of sell, you say buy and say save it. And you can say this is BN entry long. So if you save it, so you have created two alerts, one for long and one for short. So the way it will work is if the RSI starts coming down, it will trigger a PE. And if the RSI goes below 20 and starts coming up, it will close the PE and take a C. So these two are one-time setups that you need to do. After that, it can keep working for you without any intervention. So if you have any doubts, if you want me to show the strategy that you want to check, let me know. I can load it right now on the chart and show it to you, sir. If you know the strategy name, kindly let me know. I can load that and show it to you how to set it up. Anybody, it can be any strategy, any indicator that you want to try. Let me know. We can have a look at it and do the setup right now. Okay, if there's nothing, nobody is given any particular study or strategy to be shown. So we can, while we can wait for the RSI to come down and trigger the PE, we can try out one more thing. Now, most popular thing that many users do is they use price action to trade. Now, if you draw a trade, say a trend line, and when there's a breakout of a trend line, so could you tell me, yeah, if you want an explanation of what is the code that we're going to use. Okay. Now here, when you create a strategy, uh, the under the strategy you have this code. Now this is the information which TradingView understands, and it sends the information to Algomojo what needs to be done. So normally strategy gives action as buy or sell. So the pine code normally what would be used in super trend or any strategy that you're trying to trade will uh, be coded to give a buy or a sell under this code in the action. Like when there's a buy, this action will be updated as buy, and the time and date will be captured and it will be sent across to us. For example, let me show it on the chart. Say this alert here. As you can see here, the date and action is mentioned. So date and action is buy, and here you can see the date is so and so, and action is sell, right? So this is the information which comes to us from TradingView. So action will be sent as buy or sell, depending on what is generated, and we will place the orders accordingly into your account, right? So your strategy, if you are using a strategy, the action like buy or sell is automatically generated by the code itself, and it gives it from TradingView. That code is picked up, the action is picked up by TradingView webhook URL and sent to us for processing. So if it is a buy, the TradingView will pick up that buy action and give it to us, and we will execute the buy order for you. It can be in long, it can be in options, it can be in futures, or it can be in cash markets, right? So that is what the code is meaning. And the other codes that you see here under indicator. So indicators, what happens is, as you're aware, indicators are all levels, or it doesn't give uh, where to buy and when to buy, or what to buy or what to sell. uh, it just shows you that whether it is overbought or oversold kind of thing. You will need to specify into the in the chart what you want to do when. So here we said that we want to sell. So when we were creating this alert, you can go and check this alert. We in short entry, we said that if the RSI closes below 75, then send action as sell is what we are telling the pine script indicator when we are adding this alert, or when we are creating this alert. We, since by default indicators don't have the values of buy or sell, we have to explicitly state what needs to be sent to Algomojo for processing when these conditions are met. So we are saying that if the condition is that if the price or if the RSI comes below 75 and the bar closes below 75, please send an action. And what is the action to be sent? It is sell, right? And the other one which we created was buy. So here, here we are saying that if the RSI crosses up a value of 20, like it has gone below and starts coming up, and the bar closes below about 20, then the action that TradingView has to send is buy. So this buy will come to us. So we will process the order according to that. So that is what these codes mean. So in case if you've not got any response from us, kindly send an email to us, and we will try and address it today itself. Right after this, I'll share my email ID also. You can send your query. You can send the strategy or whatever technical queries you have. You will get it in the next 5 minutes after this session is over. So I'll tell you my email ID also. You can use that email ID and send your queries. I'm sorry if you have not got a response. We will resolve your issue right now after the session. So hope you are able to make out what the actions mean in this. Now there are some more points in the action. If you go to TradingView, there's something called a strategy with symbol, indicator with symbol. You want to send what is the symbol also to be processed. Then you have to include that also in the ticker. So it will send the time and the symbol and action. Action would be either buy or sell. If your indicator, similar thing. It is time, symbol, and buy or short or sell or cover. So TradingView will send these three information. So what is the time when it was generated? What is the symbol, whether it is Nifty or Bank Nifty or Reliance or whatever stock that you're trying to trade, and whether you want to buy or sell, you can get all those. Yes. Yeah. Mm. So while we were discussing, you can see that the RSI has crossed below 75 and that order for short entry has got triggered. Let's look at what has happened to the signal. Go to Algomojo and go to My Signals and select the strategy. For example, this is the strategy that we just created. Yeah, you can see that the sell has come from the indicator and the order has been placed for PE, and that portion can be seen here. So it is item 5 is what we had selected. Quantity was 3,500. So it will keep running till the reversal happens. Now, for example, here, if the RSI goes below this 20 and starts moving up at the value of 20, then the PE will be closed and CE will be taken. Again, you can dynamically move this up or down also, depending on where you want the entries to happen. Say if you feel that, okay, let it go below this level. So let me try and shift it some more. Say something like 40, 41, 41.6. So if the RSS moves up above this, it will get triggered. Yeah. So these are all one-time setups that you need to do. After that, the alerts are available always for you, and the settings done in Algomojo is always available for you. So these strategies are all one-time creation. Whenever you want to use them, you can always go and switch on them or switch off them on a particular day. If you don't want to trade, just keep it in inactive mode, so no orders will be placed on that particular day. If you want to do a live trade, you can change it to live trade. So for example, in this, I'll say no, and then you want a live trade, it will move into live trade. So you can toggle between live trade and paper trade. Now, for that particular portion which is taken, for example, here we have, let's look at all portions which are open. So we have these two trades which are open. The method to close these two are you can do it from here and go and say square off for Nifty and square off for Bank Nifty. At one click, if you want to close both of them, that facility is not yet available. So you need to look at each strategy and then do a square off. Either from here you can do a square off, or even from the strategy level where you have go to this generate signal and say square off. So whatever is running currently and for this Nifty futures or Bank Nifty options, it will get squared off. So you can do it from here or even from my signals under the position book. So you can do a square off from here also. See, you can't. You can close all the positions. You can't pause a position. So once your position is taken, then the trade, if you have enabled live trade, it will keep running for you. Now, the way to pause any strategy, or if you don't want to take any trades, say for a particular day, for example, all you have to do is switch it off. You can say I'm off for the day and leave it at an active state. So even if trade signals are coming from TradingView, the alerts are being sent from here to trading to Algomojo, it will get ignored. It will get rejected because you have paused it here. So you're not enabled these strategies for live trade or paper trade. So this is one method of doing it. Or you can go to TradingView also and you can do a pause. Yeah, use this pause button. Say you don't want to trade Nifty for some time or a particular day, just say pause. So it will not even generate the alert. Whenever you want to restart, you just say restart. It will start working for you. Right. So now the RSI has gone below. We had kept a level of around 41.6 or something. Let me try and drag it down further so that we get a reverse signal. So now the RSI is around 19.85. I've set it for long entry as say 26. Let me make this 20. So when the if the RSI closes above this 20 level, the P which is taken, you can see that the P is currently running. P is currently running. This will get closed and the CE will be taken. So yeah, so you can use this in this method for triggering orders for entry and exit. You can trade in futures, you can trade in options, you can trade in cash market, intraday, positional, irrespective of whatever your selection could be, it will trade as per that. So whenever it closes about 20, you'll get a trigger. You'll get a trigger saying long entry. We have named it as VNT long. It'll so once the candle closes, it'll trigger the buy signal as such. Current commodities, yes, it's available. You can trade in commodities also. So as you can see here, you can go to Algomojo and then while creating a strategy, you can say that say create a new strategy and you can select whether it is futures or options. Suppose you want to trade in say gold, it'll give you all the gold contracts which are available. It could be crude oil. So you can select the futures of crude oil or even the options of crude oil. You can do that. So you can trade in commodities markets also. The process is the same. The setting up of alerts, everything is the same. Only thing you will need to vary the instrument in while you're defining what is that you want to trade. Suppose you want to trade in, say, equities. You want to trade in, say, Reliance, whichever stock. So you can select that from here, and you can say CMC or MIS. So it is. These are all one-time setups. Yeah. So going back on the chart, as you can see, the RSI has closed above this 2011. Let's look at it. The trigger has happened. So you can see earlier it was VN entry short, which was triggered at this level. Now long has been triggered. So let us look at what has happened to this long signal. Going back here, going to go to my signals and look at signals for Bank Nifty. So as you can see, BN option. You had a buy at 11:13:16 at 11:24:06. We got a sorry earlier it was sell, then a buy signal came. Let's look at what has happened to the order. So earlier it was sell, now it has become buy. So you can see the position as PE is closed and CE is open. So PE has got closed, the quantity has become zero, and C quantity of 3,500 is on. So these things can keep running without any intervention after doing this one-time setups, right? Any queries on this so far? Any clarification, any information anybody needs? Yeah, there are multiple things that you can do here. You can bring in any kind of study. For example, if you want to trade based on a trend line, all you have to do is draw a trend line, say something like a trend line like this, and say if you have a breakout, just 1 second. So if you're wanting to trade based on a trend line, you can put in your trend line here, and a similar process. Just right click on the trend line or any drawing that you want to use, and say add alert. And again, say that if the price is going to say cross down, and then if the bar closes below the trend line, you want to do a sell. So come to message box and remove whatever is there. Go to Algomojo and copy this sell action. So go to indicator and copy this cell and paste it here. So if it is break out, you can use the buy. If it is break down, you can use the sell action and link it with the webhook URL. That's all is the procedure. You can do trend lines, you can do any kind of drawing and support resistance if you identify it. So create those and then you can keep using it. Once you create this, it is available for you always, unless you remove it. Now, you can use any time frame. It need not be 1 minute or 5 minutes or 1 hour, whatever is the timeline you are wanting to use. Do the alert setup in that time frame. Now, suppose you want to do it in a 1 hour time frame, select 1 hour as a time frame and then say add alert. So this is 1 hour time frame or say 1 day time. Let me select 1 day. So if you're using 1 day, so the RSI is below 6. If you wanted to take a long entry, if the RSI crosses about 10 or 20, you can do a setup here. Go to this RSI and say add alert. So it is there. You can see that interval same as chart, right? If you want to change it to say hour, or you can vary it. You have the option to select whatever time frame is there from here also. You can change it. So while you're doing a setup on a daily time frame, if you want to use an hourly time frame, also you can do it. You can say that, okay, use my 1 hour time frame. So whenever RSI goes about 20 in a 1 hour time frame, I want the trigger to happen. You can specify. So it will work on any time frame. So while creating, just be careful. What is that you want to trade? What is the time frame you want to trade? Whether it is strategy, whether it is indicator, whether it is trend line. Load those in those time frames and create the alert. So alert creation is one-time activity, and the Algomojo setup is one-time activity. You can create multiple strategies like this. So here, first one we created for futures, next we created for options. So you can create for commodities. In commodities, you can create for one for gold, one for silver, one for crude oil, anything, natural gas, any instrument. One could be futures, one could be in cash market, one could be in options. So all those strategies will be listed here. Whichever you want to trade on a particular day, you can enable them for paper trade or live trade. And when signals come for those strategies, if you're trading in gold and you get a trigger for gold entry, it will place the orders for gold. Or if you're trying to trade in options, it will place orders in options. So TradingView offers excellent facilitation features, and it's already running in. It is available in cloud. So even if your system is shut down, you're not able to access. Nothing to worry. It is the alert is created, and it will keep working for you unless you go here and pause it. And there are so many strategies available after you do your back test and be convinced that yes, this is what I want to use for trading or investment purpose. You can do the alert creation as one-time activity, and it will keep working for you. So even if it is the one is trend line, the other one you can look at as something like a resistance levels. For example, if you consider this to be resistance and somewhere you feel that this is the support, you want at the support, you mark the support and resistance. If the price goes below this support level and starts moving up, you want a long entry to be taken, you can trigger based on that. And when it hits the uh, resistance level, you want to close any long position taken, you can say create an alert for closing of that position that you have taken. So it will automatically get closed. So again, you can vary these levels. You can move it up, move it down, depending on the price action. But the alert which you have created is one time. So it is there for you anytime for usage. Anybody has got anything specific? Let me know to so that I can try and show them. So that in the demo today, it is available for trial. You can trade in any instrument during the trial period. We have no restriction in terms, provided your account, if it is enabled for trading in commodities, you will be able to do it. Now there are some brokers which, or I think it is mandatory that you have to subscribe for trading in commodities or futures and options and cash market. By default, it is given, but when you're trying to trade in FNO and MCX kind of thing, your broker should have enabled. In case brokers have not enabled, then the drop down option may not be visible for you when you go for see here strategy creation. When you're creating a strategy, if it is not enabled, it will not show you. For example, if you say futures and option, if you say crude, it may not come also because the broker would not have enabled it for you. So kindly get the segment enabled at the broker's end, then you will be able to trade. We don't put any restriction as to what is that can be traded by anybody. We have no restrictions. Sorry, anybody, any other queries? Anybody would like to have a look at anything particular in terms of platform? I think more or less we have covered what could be done, how to do the integration in TradingView. So we use an example of a strategy. It can be any strategy. You can bring in any strategy that you would have, say, back tested and found it to be good, and you want to use them for taking all your trades. You bring that and then start using it. And the setup for automation is a two-step copy paste. One is the message content has to be pasted. The other one is the webhook URL has to be updated for the thing that you want to trade. And after you do these one-time setups, it is there for you, and you can continue using it whenever you want it. See, now if you're running using Python code, you will need to run it. There's no provision to. We don't provide this thing servers. You will need to host it somewhere. Yeah, Python you can use. All you have to do if you're using Python, you can go to. You can refer to our API documentation. All you have to do is go to the section called API, and you have this version one. So it will give you all the details of the version. Suppose you want to look at say placement of orders, place order kind of functionality. Right? It will give a sample code. It will give you the JSON of the request and the response you will get. So kindly use these and try it out. But it has to be driven at your end. You have to run your Python code on your um, server or system as such. You'll not be able to host it in our platform. The extension library for Python is there. You can refer to this. Let me show it again. If you go to Algomojo, on the left side, the tab which you see, go to API and select this API version one. It will give you all the functions that are supported. Right. So any um, so as I was mentioning, you can use indicators like RSI. You can use any strategy, or you can have your own studies marked on this chart in terms of support, resistance, trend lines, or Fibonacci's, whatever is your study, and create an alert based for entry and exits. So for indicators, price-based actions, a trend line kind of thing, you will need to create two alerts because by default they don't provide buy sell entries as such. You have to specify where you want to enter and where you want to exit. So you create alerts for entry and exit for indicators or price based actions. If you're running a strategy, it will give you a state buy sell kind of action. So all you have to do is create one alert like what we did here on the Nifty. We were trying to do term Nifty. So you use this particular code in the message box. So one alert creation, if it is a strategy, is sufficient. Indicators, you have to use two, or price-based actions, you have to use two alerts. Not sure of what you're referring to, sir. If you're talking about trading view on the strategy page, yeah. This is for creating of alerts. But in your if you are running a Python code, you're straight away sending it to as a JSON from Python. So you need not have to use or refer to any of these codes if you're looking at it. You don't have to use any of these. What you see here. Anyway, you are including that in your Python code, the actions also. Okay, coming back to small presentation. In case if you have anything on trading view setups, let me know. I can show it again. Otherwise, the presentation, coming back to presentation, we were looking at, so as I was mentioning, in TradingView, you have to create alerts. One for, if it is strategy, one alert. If it is price-based actions, indicators, or trend lines kind of thing, you have to create or define two alerts, one for entry and exit, and use the appropriate webhook URL in TradingView. Similarly, if somebody is using AmiBroker, the process is very similar. In case if there's anybody who would like to look at AmiBroker, let me know. I can show it. We saw how to do automation using a super trend and RSI and price-based trend line kind of methods. Then the process is that you for setting alert, first select the trading symbol, then select the time frame, then load your strategy. And once your strategy is loaded, click on that three dots and add an alert. It will open a message. You need to update the message box with the content that we are giving, or it will be provided in the strategy page. Then make sure you're using the right webhook URL. Now, you would have created one strategy for Nifty, another strategy for trading in Bank Nifty options. By any chance, if the webhook URLs gets interchanged, then the trades will not go properly. So be careful in selecting the webhook URL. Update the correct webhook URL under the notification in the alert creation. And so this is where you normally update stuff. That's it. Once you create the alert, the signals will get processed. Now, if you are using indicator, the process slightly different because the windows that you need to update are slightly different compared to a strategy. But process will be that you load your symbol that you want to, or the chart that you want to trade with, or this trading symbol, time frame, and the indicator that you want to use. when you choose the more button, you will need to update the condition and also update the trigger. When should it trigger, whether the touch of a level or a close of a bar, those kind of things. And then update the message box. For indicators, price-based action, you will need to create two alerts, one for entry and one for exit. Update the webhook URL, and that's it, you're done. So typically for indicators, price-based action, the alert pop-up is slightly different. Be careful about it. So as per the requirement of the alert pop-ups, you will need to update all the fields, and then but in terms of content, what needs to be pasted is given by us. Just do a copy paste in the message box and in the webhook URL. That's it. There's nothing else to be done. So again, the conditions would vary based on the kind of indicator you are trying to use. Some of them will have some simple stuff like crossing up or crossing down. Some of them could have some complex stuff. Make your study and choose the appropriate condition and the triggers also, and create the alert. Now, if you are a trader in option strategies, then you kindly refer to a blog. How to do the entire setup for the 16 strategies is indicated in these blogs. So, a step-by-step process to define and start using each of these strategies is provided in this blog. It's called algomojo.com/blog, and in that look for any particular option strategy. If you want to trade in, say, a short triangle, just type in the search box for short triangle. It will take you to that article and follow the process. When it comes to support, we are available from 9 to 5 on all working days and from 10 to 5 on Saturdays. And you can contact us using a WhatsApp number 8105572233, or you can call us on 8550 and or you can raise a ticket or send an email. We will be able to help you out during the working hours. Yeah, that's it. In case you have any queries, let me know. My name is Lokesh, and my email ID is lokesh@infolab.com. Somebody was mentioning that you had not got a response to the strategy. Uh, Kindly send it to this email. I'll get it checked and try and respond it immediately. We have a blog, algomojo.com/blog. Our website is algomojo.com. Kindly refer to these. In case you have any other queries, let me know. Yeah, that's it. In case if there are no queries, we can conclude the session now. Have a nice weekend. Do get in touch with us for any support requirement or any help that you would have. We'll be happy to help you out. Yeah, tell me. See, you need not have to select for calls inputs separately. Um, when you send a buy signal from wherever, it could be a strategy, it could be an indicator. We will always buy calls, and when you send a sell, we'll close the call and buy a put, depending on the rule that you are used. Now, in case you have situation where you want to trade only in calls, use long only, or if you want to trade only in puts, use the rule as short only. So only puts will be bought and puts will be closed. Now, if you are a trader who wants to write an option, so when there's a buy call coming in, you can say that instead of buying, you can say selling. Let me show you. While you're defining the strategy, if you are an option writer, all you have to do is select the segment as dynamic, and instead of option buying, you can say selling. So when a long signal comes, it will sell the PE for you. When a short comes, it will sell the PE for you. If it is ATM, it will select that and sell it. Or if it is ITM, OTM, whatever you're trying to sell, it will accordingly sell. Yeah. Now, for example, we created one Nifty here, Nifty long, right? So when you are trading with this and you want to hedge it with an option, for example, you create an strategy and you can say that uh, NF hedge, give any name, and you can always say stop and reverse because your main trade is also stop and reverse, and select the segment as dynamic symbol, and you can here say again Nifty, and expiry you can say current month, and you can, if you want to hedge it with say ITM 5 of Nifty, here you can say hedge buying, right? And after, say if you want to hedge it with say again 100 lots, you can update it as 100 and say submit. So we have created two strategies. When we are trading in Nifty futures alone, we were using this webhook URL. Right? We go here, we would select this webhook URL and use this action. When you want to trigger the main trade and also hedge it, the way to do it is don't do it directly from here. Is you can any paper trade. You go to my strategy groups and create a new group. Here you can select from the drop down. We wanted to trade in Nifty future, add the strategy, and we also want to do a hedge at that also. So you have this futures and option which will trade in Nifty future. So whenever this trade is coming in, so quantity based on whatever we have selected there, it will take that quantity. Let's say why is this coming different? Or these are not the ones which I created today. Let me remove that. Yeah, then Nifty futures, add a strategy. Let me. So this has got Nifty futures 100 lot hedge. Let me remove this and then yeah, hedge at the strategy. So you have 100, and we'll give this a name, say NF demo group. Also, you can specify what has to be bought first. So typically to get advantage of margin, you can buy the options first. You can say that priority give this option for entry, buy the option first, and then the futures next. So we'll give this priority as one. So this will get executed first, and after that, this will get executed. The reverse when we exit. So exit priority would be that this will be one, and the this will be two. Save it. So when we do a submit, use this webhook URL in the trading view. So when you're creating an alert, say when you are adding an alert, add alert, go to notification. Under this webhook URL, use the group webhook URL. This one what we created. As you can see, it will be differentiated by using a name called G28, EL0027 TC underscore G28. That is this group strategy number. So when the signal comes from there, we know that there are two legs here. And of the two legs, the if it is a buy, then we have to execute the option first and then the futures. And for reverse, we will for exiting, we will close the futures first and then the option. So you get the margin benefits also. That's the only difference. Otherwise, the process remains the same. The same code for strategy, for indicators. If it is two alerts, then you have to create two alerts, one for entry and one for exit. Rest of the things remains the same. So this is how you create groups. So each leg you can add and form a group of them, and also specify what needs to be bought first and second. But while creating the strategy, be clear as to what is that you're trying to create. Here we definitely say that it has to be a hedge, buying or selling. If you want to write an option, instead of buying an option, select hedge selling. So it'll write the option. If it is long, it will write the PE, and if it is short, it will write the CE. Otherwise, the rest of the process is all the same. Trading view setups are the same. Only difference would be that you will use the group webhook URL instead of the individual leg webhook URL. Great. Have a nice weekend. And uh, if there are no other queries, we can conclude the session now. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving us an opportunity. And we'll be happy to help you out in terms of any doubts or clarifications or support that you would have. Please do get in touch with us.